So what exactly are we gonna do to this thing?
Let's make that look like that.
Say we finally get to work on a car that's older than me.
They call it a 1935 Chevrolet. It's a master coach.
What's that?
What's that? Well, turn around. I'll show you what it is. Come on.
Well, rub it up, man. Tell me what you see here, Bama Brown. You know what I see? I see a piece of... Let's say enough of this. We're gonna get seduced by all the toys.
I got it done. See what you think. I mean, if it looks that good in there, you wait till this thing gets the sun.
Oh my gosh, this car is so beautiful.
Pretty good, ain't it? I'm Joe Martin. I've been building cars and bikes since I was just a little kid. My team hunts down rusted wrecks.
So let's get to work, man. Come on.
We knock out the ugly and put in the cool. And turn these buckets of rust into street art. This is Iron Resurrection. Got a new customer coming in. His name's Lonnie. He's got a 35 Chevy. Wants a lot of modifications. What's going on, Lonnie?
Hey, Joe.
How you doing?
Good. Nice to see you.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right.
Yeah, this is Shag and Amanda.
Hi,
Amanda.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So me and Joe pulled the trailer door down.
There it is.
Look at that, dude. This thing's badass.
And what is this exactly?
35 Chevrolet Master. It's a master coach.
It's such a cool car.
It got even cooler when I peeped in the windows and all the parts are sitting there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you've got all the parts inside.
Yeah, Chevys are really unique. Taillights, headlights, grills, things like that are really hard to find for these cars.
Makes my life easier.
Kind of looks like one of those old gangster cars, yeah?
It does.
Yeah, it does. There's no bullet holes in it. This car's just got great style. It comes from an era that the gangsters, drove these cars, swung the doors open, fire at you. Very cool era of cars.
This car ran and drove. We bought it from an older gentleman that has since 1948. So it somehow had survived these 80 years without being outside very much. Well, you guys may know, but this is the Chevrolet Master for 1935 was the only year that they did suicide doors. They really called them forward opening doors, but the nickname kind of stuck that if you actually opened the door while you were going down the road, pretty good chance you're going to fall out. Ford's had them in 33 and 34, but this is the only year Chevrolet did a suicide door car.
That door's the size of a Volkswagen.
That's unreal.
So cool.
The other thing you may know that these were all made out of wood. The doors are all wood. You can kind of see how they tacked the metal frame onto the wood. Same for the inside. The inside frame is all wood, and they just nail everything to the wood frame. Just can't smoke in it,
Yeah, right?
Right, you don't want to have it catching fire.
I mean, for it to be stored that long and that wood not to warp or deteriorate or to fall apart, that car's been taken really, really good care of.
Oh, yeah.
So what exactly are we gonna do to this thing?
We'd like to just kind of take the body off the way it is, put some Martin magic on it, and get a good, the running gear done.
Yeah.
350 Chevy engine, get it down on the ground. My wife would like to have it painted kind of a candy root beer. Martin Brothers does a great job with the candy paints.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's roll it inside. Let's get the guys. We'll push it in and let's start checking this thing out.
Let's tell this some help.
Hey,
We love him. Well, we got about 20 people with
well,
questions.
yeah, we got plenty today, man. Usually we're 20 short. Short dog.
Yeah, wood's in great shape, man. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's, they put red oak in these, so they got a lot of wiggle to them, and
Oh, yeah.
the way you adjust them is kind of like an old screen door.
That's the first thing I'm going to try and see if it
Right,
works.
right.
You gotta tighten a little rod in the door to make the door fit like an old screen. I mean, fix cars like that. I mean, what were they thinking?
I don't think Cato was around in 35.
Yeah. I feel like I was around 35, sure.
Yeah, well, you look like you're around.
I know, thanks.
So this 35 Chevy is pretty unique. I've rarely worked on these cars that are made out of wood, and the fact that, the doors adjust like an old screen door is pretty challenging in itself. So I'm just gonna have to learn as I go, and hope all goes well.
So we finally get to start on this 35 Chevy. We're pretty excited about it. These cars are very rare, so it's very cool. It's actually the first one I've had in my shop, first one I've laid my hands on. I'd say we get the body on. Hey guys.
Speaking of the devil, man, we got some reinforcements, man.
Short dog, what are you doing, buddy?
Good, man. Sneaking in the house.
These projects are kind of bottling up, so occasionally we like to get some of our buddies to come in and help us out. And in this case, we're going to bring our buddy Farron in.
How's it going, brother? Good to see you, man.
He's a great mechanic, great fabricator. He's a machinist.
Glad you came to help, man.
Yeah, I'm big excited.
I think he's going to be the key guy to really help us get this thing rolling.
Is it? I think it's on. Well, hold on. I'm gonna roll it down like this, Barry. Hey, we finally get to work on a car that's older than me. Right?
Me too.
That's a king-size Kentucky socket set right there. This car's old, and the stuff that we're trying to take off, like, for instance, this steering arm, it's been on here since 35, so you know it's gonna be stuck like Chuck, so.
You wanna leave that socket on there when we knock the crap out of it? Or?
Yeah. Man, it's gonna give up in a minute, man, I can see it. Well, we got a torch.
Oh, man.
Bam! The hot range, right?
That's it. Oh, my. The plan we have today for this car, we're gonna basically get everything cleaned up.
None of this ever been, think about that for a minute, none's ever been taken off of here since 35.
In order to do that, obviously the body has to come off. We'll take the doors off, disassemble everything, bag and tag all the parts, and just start assessing the frame.
So we're both getting educated on how to work on a 1935.
Yeah, forget on the old wheel.
Well,
Banjo. Once we get it all cleaned up, tore down, we'll get the frame off the sandblast, get it back here, and start putting our suspension components on.
oh, we're teetering now. Damn, I don't even want to touch this son of a bitch. I need a tetanus shot.
Yeah, you probably need a tetanus shot.
Man, there's probably been babies born back here, and whiskey spilled, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even want to touch it.
We'll pay your tractor too. Look at that thing there.
That looks like a damn spider.
Look at that thing, man.
Well, there you go. That's what we got to work with.
I guess we'll start chopping all this stuff we're not going to use off, and then send it to powder coat. Start retweaking this frame, make it strong again, and make it useful again. We got our 35 Chevy frame tore down. You can see the guys got everything ground off here, a lot of rivets, a lot of grime. And basically what we need to do now is get it sandblasted so we can get it back in here, kind of jig it up, and we start boxing everything in, get our motor set in, get our rear end set in. Styling of this car is really cool, but during the Depression, obviously the sales fell, and so the automakers depended more on the styling to attract the buyers that could afford these cars. The automakers were trying to get away from the horse carriage look, the boxy look of the 20s, and focused on just the swoopy lines, just a lot more style. You know, they had the big flowing fenders, you know, a lot of curves, a lot of cool hood ornaments, a lot of cool chrome. But the most distinctive thing about these cars were the grille, and that's kind of how you could tell each car from the other makers was the grille. It's probably the most prominent feature, and that's where they did a lot of their styling cues, because it was right on the front. You could tell exactly what was coming at you.
Is this our new build?
got?
Oh, that's bad, son.
35 project here. Look at that. Yeah. The car's cool the way it is, man. You know what I mean? But we want to enhance it with the stance, obviously. True. So, I mean, we tricked the frame out. He wants to run a spoke wheel on it. Get the car gapped up nice and get it lined up good. Rechrome everything. But, man, just mainly just get it on the ground. It's going to run good. Yeah. Just brakes all the way around. You know, we get everything sitting just right. It's badass. And let's make that look like that. Let's do it. It's just incredible how old this frame is. I mean, the metal's in great shape. You know, a lot of times we blast these things and they're just rotted and pitted and a lot of times useless. But this frame here, we got really lucky on it. It just came out great. It's like a new frame. So basically what we're going to do is make templates and we'll box everything in. So it'll be, you know, like a squared in box. It just puts, you know, all kinds of strength back into this factory frame. And what we'll do from that point on, we make sure we got everything squared away. You know, we can fit our motor, we can fit all the rear end, all the suspension components, and then we'll put our body on and make sure we got the correct wheelbase alignment with the new front end we're putting on and everything. So, you know, one of the critical things is we got to keep it from warping. That's gonna look good. It's gonna look real good. Hell yeah.
We got a really good head start on this 35
Chevy. Monty actually brought in a lot of the hard-to-find parts. That makes our job really easy. The one thing that we do need is a motor and trans. So Joe's got a lead on one. Shag and I are going to hit the road, and we're going to go see what we can find.
So Joe and Reyes were talking. Sounds like Steve has an engine Joe needs for the 35.
Nice.
But he wants us to go check it out to make sure it's in good enough condition for the customer.
And see what else he's got.
And like always, see what else Reyes has to offer.
Heck yeah.
There he is.
Cool.
So when we pulled in, it looked like we caught Reyes suiting up for a expedition. Did we just catch Reyes going fishing?
I think so. Hey.
What's up,
Hey,
man?
what's going?
What's this, the SS Reyes?
No, this is Old Glory.
What is this boat? I've never seen anything
It's
like it.
a 1948 Aerocraft cabin cruiser.
This is so cool, man. That thing is awesome.
It's unique, man. It's different.
Very. Unique doesn't even begin.
Is it for sale?
Not yet. Well, if y'all ever want to use it, I'm not ready to sell it, but you know.
For real, if we want to use it?
It's got some cool vintage style going on. It's got a lot of character.
All right, enough of this.
Oh yeah, y'all came for a motor.
I was going to say, enough of this. We're going to get seduced by all the toys.
Yeah, what it is, I got a motor from a friend of mine. He wrecked his vehicle, and I called Joe about it. It's got a lot of accessories, you know, pretty expensive stuff on it, and you know, it's something that he could probably use. Yeah, this is it right here.
There you go. Yeah.
Small block Chevrolet, 350 turbo transmission.
I mean, we peeled back the cover. It looks great. It's super clean. There's
Yeah.
no, like, leaks.
The motor's been completely redone inside and out. It's got a lot of the aftermarket pulleys, the aftermarket intake. It's got the old style camel hump heads on it.
He's taking care of all the polished areas. He's kept everything closed off so nothing gets into the engine. A lot of add-ons, you know. It looks really good.
A lot of bells and whistles.
Joe's a good guy, and I'm hooking him up.
I was about to say, man, you're talking a lot of extra cash.
Yeah.
By hooking up, what do you mean?
I probably have to get about maybe $650 for
All right,
it.
that's
So
good.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah. He gave it to us for the friend price.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to start stepping on toes. Someone gives you the friend price, just stop right
Take
there.
it and go.
I guarantee you there's not going to be any problems with it. You know,
Well, dude, it's
good as gold.
Yeah.
You say thank you.
It's insulting if you're like, really? I think I can rob you some more. So,
Shaggle some nickels out of him.
yeah, not gonna happen.
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
We got your motor.
All right.
Reyes hooked us up.
Man, he sure did.
He said there were some extra goodies on there.
Polished compressor on there, polished alternator. Wow. That stuff adds up, man.
So it is what he said then?
Oh, yeah. And then some.
Yeah, well, even better.
Cool.
Yeah.
We got this engine for a steal, so we're already way ahead on the budget. Once Rocky tears into it, we'll know if it's as good as we think it is.
What I'm doing here on the 35 Chevy is cutting out this firewall. Basically, we're doing that because with the new small block Chevrolet in here, and this will actually make room for the distributor. We moved the motor in, got it kind of set back far, and so we'll form this new relief or blister, as they call it, in the firewall. So basically, this is the factory one. I'll form a new one that's deeper, and so I'm using it as a template. We'll form the new one, weld it in, and then I'm going to redo it, a new firewall to accommodate brake booster and everything. Basically, this is some of the things you have to do to fit a modern V8 in a car like this old 35 Chevy. What I did here is just kind of a preliminary rough in with on the sandbag. From here, I'll take it to the power hammer. It just kind of gives me a focal line to go from. Basically, this will mount to the firewall. It has a little flange to mount to, and we will weld that flange and mate it to the firewall.
Going up, Shag, about another 10 feet.
This is the small block we're going to use in Monty's car. And basically, we really don't know the history of this motor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Rocky on this thing. We're going to tear it down.
Start taking all this AC off up here.
Really, the process is pretty straightforward. I mean, everything will just come apart.
Oh yeah, good billet brackets.
Whatever needs to be done, they can do it, and we can get this thing just like new.
Got a good set of heads. As long as you're not cracked, we'll find out here in a minute. Boy, it's so precise fit. Man, that's gonna be good.
some wear, pretty good wear on some of these lifters. Some of them look more like a dog boat, you know, rounded, and so that means it ain't turning. The further we go, the more stuff we probably find wrong with it. That's why we're tearing it down. See, yeah, that one's got wear on it too. Joe, come look at these lifters, dude. This cam's bad. See the little bows in there? Look at that compared to that. It's kind of dished in the middle. Cam's going to flat. We're going to have to break it down and get all the metal out of it. I know you didn't want to hear that, but damn.
So I got Rocky tearing into the motor for the 35 Chevy, and we discovered a problem. Turns out the cam's going flat.
But it starts to look like a round circle in the middle of the kind of bowl shape. That means we're going to have to replace the cam and lifters.
So that's not a good thing. It means a lot of metal in the oil, a lot of time, a lot of money. And we're going to get this thing torn down, see what the problem is.
To make it right, you know, we got to get all, find the metal that come off this. It's probably in the pan. We'll find out here in a minute. We'll check the bearings and everything.
I better call Monty, just let him know, but man, we got to fix it anyway, so let's just go ahead and move forward with it.
Oh, I got it. Let's set it up here and take a look at it. It's kind of heavy. Let's turn it over and pull the pan off and see what the bearings are.
Okay.
It's a tattletale at the bottom of the pan.
Yeah, we're gonna have that oil pump screen and everything oil pump there.
What's in the bottom there? Show it to them.
Ooh, look at that.
Feels like cam metal. Smells like cam metal. We tore this motor down, and we found out that it's got some good things, good parts in it, and it's got some bad parts in it.
I just found out that the engine for the 35 has major problems. This is a big ticket item, and to me, that spells money and time.
The good thing is we can fix the bad parts. Once we turn this crank down, you know, have the rods resized and checked, put a new set of bearings in it, hone the cylinders and ring it, vat the block, do a valve job on it, new valve springs. Wash all these parts, this motor will be better than that.
This is definitely going to put us behind schedule and way over budget.
Hey, my friend.
What are you doing, Jose?
Man, I thought you was UPS or something, man.
Oh, get in here and get some love. There's your 9-inch you wanted.
Oh, man.
Am I saving the day?
Bama Brown just showed up to deliver some rear end for the 35 Chevy.
Ready?
Yep. I guess Bama Brown's sort of a car guy. Probably knows enough to be dangerous.
Not the heavy end. I think they're both equal, man.
He definitely keeps a lot of parts at his house, so we like to go raid his stash every now and then, but no matter what, every time he comes around, it's always going to be interesting.
What do you say, Love Chop? What you working on? Bama Brown, man. What is that? Is that velour? Don't you be touching that, man.
Is that all y'all do is just jab?
That's it. Oh, this is nice. What is it? Is this a gasser? A gasser.
Bama Brown. Yeah, this is a gasser, Bama.
Hello, my brother.
What's kicking, Bama? What you doing, brother?
What's
Well,
that?
I mean, are you going back on your... What's that? Well, turn around. I'll show you what it is.
No, I don't want to.
Bama keeps telling us he knows how to fab cars, but we've never seen anything he's ever done. Hey, look what I got going here, man.
You done cut that out. You don't have to put that back.
And you know what? This
Fill
is-
that with Bondo. Okay? Fill that with Bondo and make a high boy.
What he does, he stuffs a bunch of garbage in the hole and Bondo's right over it. Hey, Bama, what do you use, chicken wire or newspaper?
Both. But, well, if you use chicken wire, be sure and support it with newspaper. Remember, it's just got to get to the lot.
I feel really bad for whoever gets a hold of a car that Bama's ever done.
We decided to redo the firewall because that small block Chevrolet is too big, so we moved the motor back, so therefore we had to come in deeper other than the stock piece. Now that I'm got my piece made, this firewall, we'll cut this back, we'll make a new one that's not full of holes, have some fancy bead rolls in it, be a little stronger and newer, and we'll weld it in, and then this piece will be ready to go in.
So we have our driver's side fender for our 35 Chevy. Right now I'm working on the section that goes up to the body. It's got a few rotted areas on it. It's just best to cut out the whole thing and just put a bunch of new metal everywhere and make a new panel, a new piece, you know. This is what it had on there before, previous repair. And so you can see the chicken wire or the screen door wire. by the way, I think that Bama might have repaired this car 25 years ago. It looks like something he would be up to, right?
Shorty and Joel have been working on the 35 Chevy body. Basically, they got everything ready to go, almost up to the paint stage. And we can make some good headway with this thing, get this thing back together.
We're shooting to get everything ready to paint so we can get this thing knocked out.
All we're doing is metal glazing it, getting the little imperfections out, get it ready for primer. This is going to be our transmission cross member for the 35 frame. Basically, what we're going to do is replace the X member that we cut out of the frame and replace it with all of our trick tubing that we're hand forming and everything. And basically what this is going to do, put all the strength back in this frame, make it very rigid, not so it won't twist and contort with the new Chevy 350. Yeah, that's pretty damn good there, man. My bracket. You can put a couple more degrees. And one side, yeah. Let me see. Once we get all this tied up, this frame will be bulletproof. And it'll be like driving a modern car with the strength of the frame.
Hey, Jose. Yeah, do I need to tell you anything else? I've got the rear end here that Bama dropped by for us, and basically it's a piece of crap.
Damn.
Try to turn that center section.
Man, this thing's been underwater.
It's rusted up, all pitted up, and ready to go back in a pickup to go back to Bama's house. Thing's been in a pond somewhere, brother. Have you ever seen axles rust up like that?
Yeah, dang. Man, there's no oil in it or nothing, man. Look at that.
Dry as a bone, brother.
Wow.
These usually come out nice and oily and just slick and...
Well, Bam, you know, he keeps all that stored on that little lot over there, that little farm lot over there, man. He probably, it might have flooded or something.
He's got a low spot somewhere. It's holding water, right?
Damn. Well, this thing held water, I tell you that.
I mean, it's all garbage except for the housing.
That was a floater that didn't float.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you doing?
We got Monty coming by the shop. He's gonna look at some interior colors, paint colors.
Where's Miss Rue? Well, she's kind of under the weather, so we're going to be on our own today picking colors. I'm going to let you pick the color out? Really? So I don't get blamed.
I don't think Monty's the one making the decision. Sounds like his wife Ruby's the one that calls the shots on all the colors.
I think I'm going to like that. Okay, I think she will, too. She likes one good, rich color.
Yeah, that's pretty. You know, Miss Ruby's gonna choose the color right out of the book. It'll be on her. What'd you pick out here, Monty?
Well, we kind of like this color for the interior.
Yep.
There was 4 guys here helping pick these colors out. But really, if Ruby's happy, then we're all happy.
We got our firewall finish. Now we're gonna do a transmission tunnel. And this will just give us clearance for the transmission of the shifter.
These kind of cars are always challenging to work on, and the transmission is no exception. We need some more room. Once it's done, we can line up the engine, the transmission, make sure everything goes well, and it fits good. Before we can finish fab out the frame for the 35, we gotta find a replacement rear end for the piece of crap Bama brought us. I think I found a rear end out in Cato's boneyard that'll work for this frame. As soon as I get it cut out and cleaned up, we'll put it in there and see where it goes.
Hey, oh yeah.
We're about to find out what we got. Oh man, look at that. Look at this.
Oh man. That's bad to the bone, short dog.
Right?
Look at that. Wow.
Look at that, man. Tell me that doesn't look just like the picture.
Man, looks just like it, sure does.
Damn, if we're gonna go by a picture, can't get any closer than
Well,
that.
damn sure can. Man, I think you hit it right on, Shorty.
The root beer color I brought up from Monte's car looks killer. But before I lay it down on the car, I have to put a black canvas under it. With this particular color, I want to use less paint, so I put black underneath it to get coverage faster. It also makes the color pop.
What I got going here on this 35 Chevy is this center console. Monty had this really cool old heater box that came out of an old Chevy truck. Kind of likes the Art Deco look of it. Somehow we'll mount this in the center, and then we'll just do some decorative fabrication work to kind of tie it into the dash. But it'll also be functional. We'll put a stereo unit behind here and box it in. It'll hide wiring and that sort of stuff. So it'll have form and it'll have function too. So it'll be a cool piece.
I just got done putting the black, which is the foundation, on our 35 Chevy. And so now I got a big batch of the root beer that Monty and Ruby wanted. It almost looks like a root beer float. All it needs is the whipped cream on top. So rich and beautiful. Look at that. I'm gonna start putting that on top of the black and hopefully get the color that we want.
Shorty's in the booth right now. He just finished the paint on the 35. You know, when we hear that fan turn off, it means we can go in there and see what's going on.
Damn, man. I got it done. See what you think. Hey, man, this color turned out pretty wicked.
Damn, man. It came out awesome. You just hit those body lines and the highlights and the low lights. Hey, man, it looked cool in the cups. That's crazy on here, man.
I know.
Wow.
Every time I look at it, it just looks so deep, you know?
God, dang. And it's in these crappy lights too, man. You know, we're looking at it in booth lights. You know, booth lights are probably some of the worst lighting to look at something because the lights are so harsh and just show every flaw. I mean, if it looks that good in there, I mean, wait till this thing's in the sun.
Just about got the frame on the 35 Chevy done. We've got it boxed in, we've got the trans mounted, we've got the rear end hung in it, we've got the motor in it, we've got it all welded up, ready to go. Next step is put the exhaust in. As soon as we get that done, we can send it off to the power coders.
Basically, the advantage of building the exhaust before we do powder coaters, obviously, we want to make sure there's no clearance issues. We want to make sure we don't have to cut anything loose to move something, so you don't have to go back and grind fresh paint or fresh powder coat.
Oh, there you go. The tricky thing about taking up an exhaust is your grounds.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hold on, we're not grounded. Because once you start putting the exhaust in and start hanging it from the rubber ice layers, it removes the ground from you. And I'm always usually wrapped around the frame of the tubing somehow. I'm holding something in place for me. As soon as he hits the pedal, it'll let you know real quick if you're not grounded correctly. Ooh, come on!
Mama, by any chance, do you ever remember working on a 1935 Chevrolet about 20 years ago?
I might have. That sounds familiar.
Well, it had to be, because
This is what come from it?
this is it.
Well, that's nice work, though. Look at that, where they've got
Oh,
the wire.
man.
You could use this again.
Hey, man, a real craftsmanship did that.
Hey, short dog. When you get through with him, send him to me.
You need to talk to him for some reason?
Oh, yeah.
Go see what he wants, man. Go see what you screwed up.
Bama Brown.
Mr. Meixer,
Tell me what you see here, Bama Brown.
what have y'all done to this?
You know what I see? I see a piece of... Where do you get this thing out of a pond? Because it's garbage, man.
Yeah, it's probably in a flood. I'm sure it was. If I got it, it probably was crap. You know the worst part? I'm going to get it out of the junk pile and resell it.
Chevy in a short amount of time. Get the frame boxed in, we got the front clip put on, tubular control arms, all that stuff set up, cross members, rear end set up. Basically just got a few little tabs to mount on the exhaust system, and this thing's ready for powder coat.
Whoa, come on. We're rubbered up, man. Oh,
Dirty bastard.
I knew I was going to get The tricky thing about taking up an exhaust is your grounds. You get all wadded up in there leaning on the frame and then tubing and stuff, and you're not grounded, it will light you up quick. Man, that thing got me in my knee. It went like this. It went in here and it came out here.
Damn, I get you. Went through my finger. My finger hole.
Damn.
Yeah, so Monty threw me a curveball earlier today. He's like, hey, Kato. And I knew right then that, hey, Kato was something. And he's like, hey, we're going to take this to a car show in 2 weeks. And I'm like, awesome. I haven't even started on it yet. So I called my buddy Aaron in. And I said, hey, Aaron, I really need your help. He's a great upholsterer. He's a great fabricator.
What do you think about maybe bringing some of the outside aesthetics of the car, the design of the car, like maybe the V of the grille, bringing that into the top of the seat so it makes the whole interior flow with the exterior?
No, that's a good idea. I'll straighten this up right over there. I think that'll actually work out great. All right, look at that. So what I did is I made a cardboard pattern of my seat insert and just laying it out on this leather. This is the pattern of the grill that we traced out. Once I get all this stitched together, we'll have the seats finished and looking good. There it is. So the design on the 35 Chevy seat, that's the bottom and the top part of the grill. That's what Aaron and I were discussing. And so that's what we incorporated into the seats.
What we're doing here, we're freshening up the room for Monty in the 35. He wanted to pause the track in us. We'll put that in, new ring engine, new stuff, and disc brake system on the rear end, so it'll all be new and fresh. Hell yeah, man. I need Bama Brown here to show him what a good axle looks like. Pull that crap out that he gave us, man, in his car.
What's cracking, Shake?
Delivered a frame. So I just got back from the powder coater with the 35 frame. And I gotta tell you, it looks amazing.
Looks good as always, huh?
I know, right? Now the guys can get wrenching, put the car back together, so we can deliver it to Monty and Miss Ruby. All right, man, I'm jumping.
The first one's a doozy, brother.
Ready?
No, don't jump, dude.
Oh, look at you, using the step. Smarter, not harder.
This would be the easiest motor we ever put in. But you're gonna trip out, Bert. It's all ready to go, Jose.
Yeah, we're ready to put the body on, huh?
Make the call, son. Make the call.
Man, we're making a lot of progress on this 35 Chevy. We got the motor in, got the drivetrain pretty much ready to go. Hell, let's roll it in, line it up, put it on, I guess.
Man, I'm coming in like all sideways.
We'll just have to let it down onto the frame. Hopefully all the holes line up. Hopefully all goes well. I have a lot of hours in the paint work on this car. One little slip could cause problems. And I don't want to repaint anything on this body.
Go toward Joe. Okay, down. Oh, that's the Huckleberry. I'm in.
Look how you have to fill this in, Jose.
This chrome that Victor just brought it's amazing that it's the original 35 stuff. Plating's like, it's almost like magic, really. And when you have somebody like Victor replating and, doing his thing to it, just working the metal and knowing the chemical content, just years of experience. This is what we can't wait to see right here.
The bumpers.
Here's what I want to see right here.
I want to see that one.
That's where it goes.
There's that piece. How do you polish that thing, Victor?
You gotta be real careful.
And one of the trickiest parts of chroming on this car was the grill, because the grill's so fragile.
This is really nice right here.
Seeing all this stuff restored, you can just imagine this thing sitting on the showroom floor back in 35. So it just kind of takes you back in time a little bit.
It's my first time doing this on this type of car. I think the doors are fitting great. Hey guys, look at this.
What you got, short dog?
Oh, Bubba.
This is
adjustment on these things it's a trip. You know, it's like when my mom had me adjust her screen door at home. You know, it's basically the same thing. It's got this rod, and whenever you turn it, the door just tweaks, and it works really well.
That's cool,
And
Joey.
this is like butter, man.
Yeah, like butter.
Butter. Mantequilla.
Tequila. It's way too high. On the 35 Chevy here, we got the motor in, we got the body on. We're trying to get the stance set, and it's obviously too high in the front. Just got kind of a little rake in the front.
Yeah, the springs aren't going to collapse
We're not
anymore.
gonna collapse anymore now. Now we want to go the opposite direction. We want to get the back up a little bit and the front down. But that's pretty damn high, man. That's way too. Looks like a gasser. You can have a killer paint job, killer wheels, but if your stance is goofy, man, it's no good. Getting really close on this 35 Chevy, but we ran into a little problem. The problem was the stance, just a little too high in the front, so we cut a coil, get it down a little bit more.
We're looking a lot better, man.
Sure is, man.
What you think, Short Dog?
Yeah, definitely looks a lot better.
With the stance looking good, we can finally put this car together and complete the build.
Bed dialed in.
That's much better.
This 35 is finally coming together. We're on schedule, and we're just a little bit over budget. So now it's time to get all these little details buttoned up so we can deliver it to Monty and Ruby.
Every time we hang a panel on it, the car just looks wicked. It looks awesome. I think this car's going to turn out great. Oh, look at that. Bam! The pieces are all different, you know, particularly the hood. Now, the fun part is putting it on. You literally need, you know, 3 or 4 people because this hood wants to go in all different directions. It's like it's got wings. It's like a bird. Just when you think you have it, you don't. You know, we have to be very careful, obviously, not to scratch the car. You got the middle of it? The middle of it. What's the front of the car?
Jose, switch to the middle. Switch the side of the car, the back of the car.
I couldn't wait to put that on and have it buttoned up. All right, man, we're good.
10 on hand.
Put it down.
Yeah, let's see if it latches. And latching it and standing back and look at it.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? That's the final piece there, huh?
That is a cool car, man.
Look at this thing, man. You know, I didn't realize how good this car looked until I stepped back and looked at it.
If you had a tail, sure, it'd be wagging right now, wouldn't it?
I'm wagging right now, man.
Man, that thing is phenomenal. I mean, it's just straight gangster with some class now.
Smooth, round corners, curves. You don't see anything square.
You know, the chrome, the paint, the stance on it.
A beautiful car. Gonna turn a lot of head. The color, the lines, just everything flows together. It turned out great. Well, one of the coolest things of any project is to take your first ride in it. You know, you get in the driver's seat fired up, bump in gear, you start going down the road, and that's where the payoff is at.
When Joe pulled up, I couldn't believe it. That car was amazing. Dang, this thing looks so good.
Sure does.
So pretty in the sun.
Well, what do you say we go show Ruby and Monty?
I say let's do it.
Come on.
They're gonna be so excited.
I know it. We won't be able to hide it. I mean, it's a kick-ass driving experience in that car. Just the feel of it, and man, it drives like a new car.
This car is 82 years old. That is crazy. This thing is like the best of both worlds. It's 82 years old, and it looks brand new and rides brand new, but it's got all that cool history.
And look at that over 17, doesn't it?
So I just talked to Joe and Amanda, and they're bringing the car down here right now.
Oh, wow.
So
Excited.
Excited. Can't
I'm excited for you.
Oh, I can't
They'll
wait.
be here.
Holy moly.
I'm right here for you. I'll catch you.
Oh, no.
She must have stumbled or something, but honestly, I thought she was falling back.
When I saw it coming down the road, I mean, I just had to take a step backwards. It is such an incredible color. It's beautiful. That is
Oh, man.
delicious.
Look at that.
Delicious. That's it.
Wow.
That sums it up right there.
Oh,
My
man.
God.
Oh, wow. It was kind of hard to describe. I just kind of stood there staring at it for a while till I could, kind of figure out enough adjectives probably to describe it. From where that thing was to what it is now this is fantastic.
Oh my goodness. I mean, this exceeds my expectations.
Well, that's what we want to hear.
Yeah, that is exactly what we want to hear. When she said that, I knew that we had nailed it.
Oh, man. Joe, this is fantastic.
I appreciate it.
You guys did. I mean, you guys, this is awesome.
It was pretty easy to tell. They loved what they saw.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the stance was important to,
Yeah,
to me
absolutely.
and Monty, and we're on the same page there, and I think that was one of the most critical things to dial in. We had to add some metal on the bottom there, and Shorty did a great job just kind of refurbing the metal and cutting some of the rust out of it. And what's really cool is just how cool this car was out of the factory.
Yeah.
And just setting the stance up, modern suspension.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong.
It's a bit of a history project.
It really is, yeah.
I mean, it's highly educational.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Whole small block works perfectly.
Yep. Firewall at all.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
This is a very, very exciting, fun project.
Yes.
And if we can get in line again for another one for Joe to do for us, we're going to do that.
It's so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well,
Ruby's done talking.
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
I'm just drooling.
She's over it. She's over it. She wants to get in and go.
Let's take her for a ride then.
You guys head out.
Do it.
Absolutely.
Chance, be careful.
All right, let's not spin the wheels too much.
Shoot.
Oh, man, it's amazing the way it handles.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
It's got a nice feel to it, doesn't it?
It really does. You just kind of like a slot car.
Right.
I like it. I
I
really
like
do.
the rumble.
I love the road.
Good rumble. I'm looking forward to our first car trip in this.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
There's so much room for my luggage.
Yeah, you got plenty of room back here.
I'm behind the scene. You don't get to see me a lot like you do Shorty. But Shorty be behind right now if it wasn't for me.
What are you working on right now, Papa?
Actually. How's it going, Sean? Get your ass. I'm gonna get your ass, Shorty. I'm gonna get it.
He didn't expect that one, did he?